playing for the Redskins. I don't fuck with Alfred Morris.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, that's why I picked up Austin Eckler the following week. It was, and he did well for me. And then he started falling off a fucking ledge, and now he back because Melvin Gordon may be out next week, which is right on time. He might give me something to get this last W, and then just pray for the rest of these niggas to break legs. But we'll see. But yeah, man, you gotta adjust. Basically, I guess what you're saying at this time. It's crunch time, man. It's about to be a lot of good performances by a lot of people in these tight games. Everybody trying to win. Everybody's fighting for position. And
I ain't gonna lie. I would much rather have this quarterback situation that I'm currently in happen week 2 as opposed to fucking week 13.
Hell yeah. By the end, you might.
Because then I can ride the trends and see what, you know what I mean. It give me more time to fucking prepare, obviously. Before I'm about to just go out guns blazing.
Yeah. I mean, you're in a good position, but then again, playoffs, bro. One and done. You could just have one bad game. That's the
one, not even one bad game, one bad decision.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
When you lose because you didn't start that one nigga, boy, that shit hurts.
You be like, oh, all the points is on the bench. That's the mark of a player. How many points is on your bench that you decided to leave? That's the point where you're like, I'm not made for fantasy. I keep leaving 60 points on my bench every week.
But that's not true.
You're a fuck up.
Because certain niggas, they just have a breakout game.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Certain stuff you can't blame yourself for. Like, I'm not blaming myself for Austin Eckler being on my bench this week.
What would you say your biggest fantasy mistake was this season?
Biggest fantasy mistake? Ooh. Honestly, I haven't left too many points on the bench all week. My team just been shitty, and I've been fighting tooth and nail every week. My biggest fantasy fuck up, I wouldn't even say fuck up, because given my situation, if I had better running backs, I wouldn't have traded Julio for a good running back. I would have kept Julio and worked with the running backs I had, but I had none. That's why I had to make that move. If I had better running backs, like if I would have saw Gus Edwards coming out, or I could have grabbed up Nick Chubb, you know what I'm saying, and knew that he was going to start busting, then I would have never traded Julio. But I had to make a move because I just had no running backs at all.
No, I feel you. That was my biggest mistake. The guy just named. I drafted Nick Chubbs late. I probably picked him up like 7th round, 6th round.
Right.
And because I had a feeling that Carlos Hyde would get hurt this season. I don't know why. But I had a feeling that some situation was going to happen, and he was going to actually get to start for whatever reason.
Right.
And it fucking happened. And it would happen like 2 weeks after I fucking dropped this guy. Somebody picked him up, and then I heard about the trade. And I was like, God damn. Yeah. And now he's balling. And I hate that I let him go too quick.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, letting people go too quick. That's another thing. Who did I drop this season that I just shouldn't? Let me get to that. But Tony, you should have a lot of stuff to talk about.
Yeah, we ain't got a lot of time, Tony. So just try to narrow it down to one big mistake.
Yeah, one, maybe two.
What's the tight end from the Colts? Ebron?
Eric Ebron.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Okay. I think it was the week he had a breakout week where he scored like 3 touchdowns. Yeah. I didn't start him. I start the nigga. He gets like 3 points. I benched him again.
He put up 2 touchdowns.
He scored 30 again.
Yeah.
I put him back in. He gave me 0. Benched him this week. The nigga put up 30 again.
You put Doyle in this week.
Yeah.
God damn. Do you just be on the podcast and not listen to the shit we say? No. I feel like you just here, nigga. I feel like you just here for good commentary, but you're not absorbing any of the information.
But you're not understanding. The nigga had a good game. I put him in.
You don't bench him because he had a bad game.
No, you still got it. 1, exactly. And then 2, if he had if Eric Ebron had a breakout game like that where he scored 3 touchdowns, I wouldn't have started him that next week anyway.
Why not?
Because teams prepare for that. And like if you look so I don't know what it is, but I look at the patterns of the number. Everything has a trend.
Yeah, so that's his trend. It's like every other game, this nigga breaks out.
All right, so look. Adrian Peterson had that big ass game the week before last, right?
Yeah.
I didn't start him this week.
But I don't like Adrian Peterson anyway. Like, I wouldn't have faith in him all year to ride me to the fucking championship.
All right, so I give you another one. Tevin Coleman, I think dropped like 17 for me 2 weeks ago. I didn't start him that following week.
But that's another thing. The Falcons, none of the two running backs are doing good, really.
I wouldn't even call them two running backs. Ito Smith don't do shit.
Nah, I wouldn't. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't start Ito.
That nigga's on my bench.
Yeah, and I'm a big believer in putting a running back in as a flex.
Hell yeah, because he'll get more touches.
I didn't do it this week. I put in Kenny Galladay, and he outperformed both my running backs. Well, actually, all three of my running backs that was on my bench. I started James Conner and Philip Lindsay.
Lindsay did pretty good.
Lindsay went off. Peyton Barber. Let's talk about Peyton Barber, man. Last 2 games, he put up close to 20 points in my league, which is pretty good for a running back. It's not great, but it's a good game. It's a good game. He outscored James Conner the last 2 weeks. I started James Conner and Peyton Barber the last 2 weeks, and Barber outdid Conner the last 2 weeks. It was a good pickup off the waiver wire for me. I think I told y'all niggas about it 2 weeks ago on this podcast. I hope y'all grabbed them up for anybody in deeper leagues, but he been doing all right, especially because Austin Eckler wasn't doing shit. But now he about to hit the bench. If Melvin Gordon don't start next week.
He's not.
That'll be great. Definitely guarantee me a W next week.
Because they say he's out for like 2 or 3 weeks.
Good, because I got to play this punk-ass dude, Blitz and Chits. His team is Blitz and Chits.
Niggas garbage.
Blitz and Chips?
No, Blitz and Chits. I don't even get the reference. Kids. This nigga ain't had no pussy.
I figured.
Yeah, no kid.
I figured that's the type of shit like people say. Yeah, when you got no like when you. Yeah.
I gotta beat him to have some hopes from a playoffs and hope 2 other people lose. So I'm definitely trying to take him out next week. Be starting Austin Eckler and James Conner. It's about time for James Conner to bounce back. We'll see what happens.
You can't sit him.
Man, nah, definitely not.
I don't think you can sit him. He's getting the feeds.
Yeah.
Can I announce something real quick?
Announce?
Yes.
Hey, hold on. You're going to announce that. Let me hit you with a little bit of this real quick. Oh, never mind. Yeah. And we got an announcement from T-Money.
Yeah. I just seen on TV that fucking Jack Doyle is out for the fucking season. What the fuck?
Hold on.
What the fuck?
You dropped Ebron?
Yeah, I dropped that nigga.
Wow. Why would you do that?
Because I thought fucking Jack Doyle was going to do better than this nigga.
You dropped Ebron and kept Doyle.
He gave me a 0 last week.
And what did Doyle give you?
I mean, he was doing decent, but now this nigga's out for the fucking season. This is the shit I'm talking about. Every fucking year I play fucking fantasy.
I feel like when you got 2 players like that, you can't just drop one unless one get hurt.
Yeah, now think about Jesse James and Vance McDonald, right? Similar situation to what you're in. If I had Jesse James, I would have been dropped him.
Yeah.
It's clear, even though Vance McDonald ain't putting up numbers every week, it's clear that that's the guy for that position. With Ebron and Doyle, it should have been clear that Ebron is the guy for that position, and Doyle ain't never going to be.
Yeah, but Doyle's like his favorite target, besides Hilton.
That's wrong.
Besides Hilton.
No, that's incorrect.
What?
Nah, you can't. You can't say that now because this is Eric Ebron's first
Ebron,
year playing with him.
right?
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
It seems like it's been Ebron lately.
Yeah, lately, but that because he was hurt at first, but he came back, so I expected for his progression to pick up more and more every game.
When you notice somebody clearly more talented than the other, right? You telling me Ebron is not better than Doyle?
Hell no.
Let's not talk about. Listen, let's not talk about the numbers. Let's not talk about what he did this season. I'm talking about as a player.
Doyle
athleticism.
is better. Yes,
Doyle
is better.
Doyle is better. Where did Jack Doyle come from?
I don't fucking know.
You know why?
I know
because he's never been a big deal.
That's the thing about Ebron. He in Detroit he was dropping shit. I'm sure you know about that. He was dropping shit.
Yeah, but you know what? Like one of the sports writers wrote an article saying that Detroit people should apologize to Eric Ebron because the way he been balling out this season.
Right.
Like,
maybe it was Stafford.
But I think a lot of the game is mental. So when you have those drops and then you playing for a team like Detroit, whose fans are anxious and they want to win now. So you do the slightest thing wrong, they either cheering for you and then they just flip the script and start booing.
Yeah,
and I think that dog, they used to boo him a lot, and I think it was fucking with him.
Yeah,
you tell me he go out to go out to the coast and he ball out. It's a couple of different things there. One, you get that fresh start, your confidence is up, and then you set a whole new chemistry with a quarterback. Andrew Luck is a way better quarterback than Matt Stafford.
Yeah, definitely.
Period.
Right.
So I'm surprised, but I'm not really surprised. So it's just one of those things, man. I personally wouldn't have dropped Eric Ebron though.
Me neither. I knew he was going to be a force when he got there. One, a lot of plays in Indianapolis is drawn up for the tight end, which is why Jack Doyle got some shine in the first place. Number one. So Ebron going there, who is a more highly touted talent than Jack Doyle has ever been. I don't think Doyle's ever been touted.
Yeah, he gets no touts. You could base that off of just the fact that they would line up Eric Ebron in the slot sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Jack Doyle ain't never fucking lined up in the slot.
So that's
he might have played some slots out in Vegas, right, but he ain't never lined up in the slot.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I wouldn't have did it. I wouldn't have did it. I would have kept Ebron. Like, it's clear. Like, just like you can see with McDonald and James right now, you know what it is. It was the same thing with Doyle and Ebron to me. I would have held on to him, played his matchups. You need to try to get on his cadence every other game. You need to start him 2 games in a row so you can get on that every other game joint. But, like I said, decisions make your team.
But I dropped him for Gus because I figured, more touches.
You telling me there wasn't nobody else on your team you could have dropped for Gus? Like Jack Doyle?
Let's actually find out who else is on your team.
Yeah,
right
who
now?
else on your team, Tony? I mean, team money. Who's else on your team? Who else you got rostered at the moment?
Let me check real quick.
For these amazing decisions that you're making, who else is out there?
Duke Johnson Jr. I wasn't going to drop him because, he's been playing pretty good.
He's doing all right, but Chubb's taking off. But I get it.
I could have dropped Mike Davis.
Yes.
Mike, nigga, you held on to Mike Davis.
I did.
And dropped Eric Ebron? Dog.
Keep
and
going.
You questioning why you 3 and whatever, how many games?
Don't even keep going. Keep going, player. Keep going.
This nigga kept Mike Davis and dropped Eric Ebron.
I kept Rudolph too.
Kyle Rudolph?
Yeah.
Who ain't been doing shit. He had 1 game all season, which was last night. Okay. Keep going.
I picked up
who? Mike Davis?
No, Kyle Rudolph.
Nigga.
Who else?
I picked up the dude from LA Rams, Everett, the tight end.
Everett, who play opposite of Higbee?
Yeah.
Why?
I just feel like he's going to get more throws.
Maybe. I'm not saying that's a terrible pickup, but
if
I had Ebron, if I had Ebron, I wouldn't have been looking in that position. If I had Ebron and Kyle Rudolph, even though Kyle Rudolph haven't been having a great game, I wouldn't have been looking at that position. I've been looking for running backs. I would have left that alone.
Because now you straight for tight, bro. You are still in a decent situation when it comes to tight ends.
Yeah.
Because tight ends are hard to come by. Motherfucker, I got Jordan Reed, who just decided to show up this season, and Zach Ertz. I thought about dropping Jordan Reed, but I'm like, nah, nigga, I'm not about to just have somebody pick this motherfucker up off the waiver wire.
Right, but you don't really need him.
No, I don't need him.
Yeah,
but I'm not gonna drop him.
You can play him in your flex based off a matchup if you don't got a better flex player to put there. You know what I'm saying?
I never play 2 tight ends I never play a tight end as a flex.
Bro, nigga, we used to clown team money for that, and I've been doing it all year.
Nigga, I never played 2 tight ends.
That's how bad my team is, though. I never had another running back to put there.
Okay. I'm about to say, it got you. Must not have. You got to be desperate.
I got 1.5 running backs on my squad.
But that almost won me the fucking lead last year.
Hold on, no, both of us got put out last year.
Yeah, we got put out, but I'm saying because of my injuries.
He talking about Harley?
Yeah,
last year. No, both of us got put out.
We was both almost
man, come on, man. Okay, before